Good morning, Abbas. Good morning, Adam. Can you guys hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mariam. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Miss. What about you?
I'm fine too. Do you guys have any questions for me before the others join and before we begin?
No question.
Good morning, Hadi. Good morning, Kalam.
Good morning.
Good morning, Alex.
Hello?
Hello, Alex. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Just waiting for a minute or two. Okay, so we're going to continue with human values today, and I'm going to introduce a new concept, okay, which we'll talk about, very important in grade 9. And of course, we'll take writing today. We'll read the 2 writing samples together, and then I'll have you start writing your own introduction today. Yeah.
So writing homework, basically?
We will try to write the introduction together here during Zoom. Okay, I'll have some of you read your own introductions, then of course I'll give it as a homework.
Okay.
Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Miss.
Okay, I'll just give 1 more minute because I don't want to start explaining. It's a very important concept. I don't want to start explaining before others join. Okay, because this is something that could be on your final exam, and this is also something that definitely could be on the official exam. It's a popular topic. Okay, I don't want to keep you guys waiting. People should respect time. Okay, when we say the class is at 10 o'clock, supposedly we should join at 10 o'clock. Okay, this is precious time. Okay, Today, I'm going to talk about something very important in human values and human relations, especially between parents and their children, their teen children. Okay, what do you think the concept of generation gap means? But before we answer that, I'd like you to take a look at those two pictures here. What do you
Can I
see?
answer that?
Yeah, what do you see in the first picture, Hadi? In the picture on the left?
An old man reading a newspaper, and is that a young? Is it a boy?
Yeah,
A man using an iPad.
okay, what's the teenager doing?
On his iPad gaming.
Okay, so what can you say about this picture?
That technology, I guess, is taking over teenagers or something.
Would you please repeat?
As technology is taking over teenagers or something.
Okay, but what difference do you see between the two people in the picture on the left?
Um,
What's the major difference between them?
the age.
Yeah, definitely the age. The age. This is what I'm talking about, the age. The older man is holding, what is the older man holding?
A newspaper.
Okay, and the teenager?
An iPad or
Okay.
phone.
Okay, what does that tell you, Mariam? What does that tell you? Okay, look at the older man holding a newspaper and the younger teen holding an iPad. What does that tell you?
Uh, he's reading. He's reading the paper.
Okay, but what does this difference tell you? The older man is holding a newspaper, the teenager is holding an iPad. What does that tell you?
That nowadays kids are playing with their tablets and phones,
Okay.
and
Okay, so yes, Mariam, yes. So Alex, there's a difference in what here?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
The main difference here in his age, I think that this represents a generational gap or the time that passed between, like, generations. For
Mhm.
example, you can see that one of the people in these images is really old, while the other is really young. They
Mhm.
have different hairstyles, they have different habits, different tools.
Exactly. They have different
Even-
habits. Thank you, Alex. Different ages, different habits. This guy is used to reading the newspaper. This guy plays with his tablet. Look at the attire, the clothes. Okay, nobody commented on the clothes yet. The clothes are different. Look at the hairdo. Isn't it like somehow different? This is fun.
Yeah,
Cool.
a lot work.
Exactly. I wouldn't imagine a 70-year-old or 60 or even a 50-year-old doing this punk hairstyle. So this is also a difference. Why? Why is this difference existing? Why does it exist? Because they are from
Broke.
different.
Uh,
Generations.
Thank you, Hadi. From different generations. How about the picture on the right, Hadi? Could you comment on that?
Sure. What is that? Hairs.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just see an old woman is talking with an old man.
The one on the
It's
right.
an age gap, a huge one. Different hairstyles.
Exactly. From the hairstyle, we see the wonky hairstyle in the child, and we see probably his grandmother or maybe an elderly he occasionally met in the park or somewhere. Totally different hairstyle, obviously totally different attitude. One traditional, one very stylish and funky. Okay, so what do you conclude generation gap means? Now, Abbas, would you please read the slide?
Yes, the word generation means age group.
Mhm.
The word gap means difference or distance.
Okay, so generation, okay, when I talk about generation, I'm talking about an age group. Are we from the same generation, you and I?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
What?
I didn't know that, Abbas. Are we from the same generation?
No.
Okay,
No.
we're not. We're not. I am, in my 40s, you're still a teenager. So we are from different generations. We are different age groups. Okay, now a 70-year-old is different from me. You might have a sister who is 3 or 4 years old. There is also a generational difference between you guys. Okay. Now, this difference could sometimes cause a gap. Yes, Mina. This difference could sometimes cause a gap. What is a gap? Who can explain to me?
Mr. I read it?
Yeah.
Yes. The word gap means difference or distance.
Okay, so the word generation means age group. The word gap means difference or distance. Can you tell me now the definition of generation gap? Can you infer it?
Distance in age, difference in age.
Okay, it's a difference, a gap, when there's a gap between you and someone. Okay, let's speak of it, in terms of feelings, in terms of behavior. When there's a gap between you and someone, what does that mean? Are you guys, on the same wavelength? Are you guys fine? What does that mean, Kalam?
Like it means that they're like between a distance that we're like away from each other, basically.
Yes, there's a distance. They're away from each other. There are differences between them. Let's read
Yeah.
the definition, Kalam. This is a definition. You should know this because you might have to write this on an official exam essay or on an exam essay. Okay? So, yes, Kalam.
Okay. So generation gap is the difference in attitudes, opinions, and behaviors between people of different generations, mostly parents and their children, causing conflict on certain occasions.
So, thank you, Kalam. Generation gap is the difference in attitudes, meaning way of thinking, in opinions, and in behavior between people of different generations. Let's take some examples here to clarify the concept to you. Examples of conflict related to generation gap, type of clothes might not be approved by your parents. Okay, here mostly we're talking about the difference, generation gap between parents and their teen children, mostly. What do you fight about, argue about with your parents? Sometimes. Okay, why don't you read to us, Sarah? Examples of conflict or issues related to generation gap.
Yes. A type of cloth might be not approved by your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Using the phone all the time would cause issues.
Mm.
Waiting to go to a party which your parents don't approve of.
Mm.
Type of music you listen to could not be liked by your parents.
Okay, so all those are examples of what, Sarah?
Problems a teenager face with their problem
What do we
with their
call
parents.
problems? Yeah, what do we call them? The concept we use?
Generation gap.
Yes, thank you. The concept here is called generation gap. Thank you. Can you think of other examples, things you argue about, or things that There are differences between you and your parents. Can anyone give me an example?
Maybe you would eat not healthy food.
Good, Sarah. Eating habits. Your parents are always,
Yes,
you need to drink milk, you need to eat eggs, and you just want that burger or
fruit.
milkshake. Mhm. Yes, Sarah, good. Okay, type of food. Okay, type of food. Older generation will probably eat more healthy.
Getting good grades.
Thank you. Grades. That's just something that causes getting good grades. Your parents want you to go to that good university. And so you need to study, shut down that tablet, turn off that online game. Okay, so this is another example of conflict between teenagers and their parents, also referred to as generation gap. Okay, we did all this because it's important. You can get a writing topic about that. And I prepared a writing for you, which we're going to read together. Okay. Um, let's see. Mahdi, would you please start reading? This is an expository writing model. Okay. The sub-theme is generation gap.
Should I write the prompt as well?
Yes.
Read, sorry.
Hmm.
A writing sample. Prompt: human relation go through several types of conflict. One of them is generation gap between teenager children and their parents due to things like phone use, clothes, type of friends, etc. And a well-organized problem solution essay expose this problem of misunderstanding.
Mhm. Okay, so this is a problem solution essay where you present the problem, okay, talk about it, and then you present the solution in a different paragraph. Okay, Abbas, would you please start reading?
Okay. Okay, for a writing sample.
No, we read that,
Hum-
Abbas. We read
Oh.
that, the title.
You have to listen to each other. As the children grow up to become adolescents, they go through so many changes in their attitude and behavior.
Mhm,
At this age, they want to establish their identity.
mhm.
It is at this stage that the problem of generation gap between parents and their children arises. This issue has several aspects that need to be tackled carefully so as not to lead to huge problems within the family.
Okay, as children grow up to become adolescents, who are adolescents? Which age group?
Teenage.
Yes, very good. Teenagers. Okay. And as you start growing up, you want your own identity. Sometimes fights would break up, or if I don't want to say fights, maybe arguments with your parents. Why? Because you're trying to establish your identity. Okay, thank you. Kalam, would you please read the first body paragraph? We introduced, okay, I hope you noticed the, okay, the thesis statement, which is the main idea, okay? This issue has several aspects that need to be tackled carefully so as not to lead to huge problems within the family. This thesis statement tells me that I'm going to write a problem solution essay. Okay, Kalam?
Generation gap is a difference in opinions, attitudes, and behavior between people of different generations. Many parents are very anxious about the time when their children become teenagers. They view it as a very tough stage where their child rebels against them and their rules. On the other hand, teenagers see this as a stage where their identity is shaped. While they want to be more independent, their parents still view them as children. Many teenagers complain that their parents want them to act like grown-ups, yet still treat them as children. This dilemma leads to problems. Example are use of phones, going to a friend's party at night, having social media profiles, dressing in a certain way, and etc.
Okay, thank you, Kalam. What did I do in the first body paragraph? This is a problem solution essay. What did I do in the first body paragraph? Yes, Kalam?
Okay. Basically, we talked about the problem,
Yes.
general problem.
Exactly. I presented the problem, okay? The different aspects and examples of the problem. And in the second body paragraph, what am I going to do? What am I going to
I'm
do?
going to write a solution.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Yasmina, would you please read the second body paragraph?
Okay, Miss. This conflict can be dealt with in several ways.
Okay,
First,
what's the first sentence here? What do we call?
it's the topic sentence.
Thank you. So I'm going to be talking about how we deal with it. Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, parents are the adults in this situation. They need to put a lot of effort to understand what their teenager child is passing through. Adolescence is an easy stage.
Is not an easy stage.
No, it's not an easy stage. Anxiety and obstacles define it. Parents should make time to sit with their child and listen to their point of view. Yelling will not solve the problem, it will only make it worse. Moreover, teenagers should understand that their parents are worried about them and want the best for them. Um, they should try to communicate their opinions calmly to their parents without snapping at them or being impolite. They should hear what their parents have to say, discuss it, and reach a solution.
Okay, so this is a two-way thing. Parents have to put an effort, okay? What can parents do according to the paragraph? Yara, what is a solution? What can parents do to solve this issue?
Miss, they should listen to their children and not
Exactly.
like yell at them.
Exactly. And, you know, open communication, don't be strict. How about teens? What should they do?
Not make the situation dramatic.
Yes, don't be dramatic. If your parents tell you something, most of the time, or probably all the time, they care about you, they're afraid. So try to understand them. So both parties, both the parents and the teenage child, should try to understand each other and have an open communication. Okay, problem, solution. Now, conclusion. Yara, would you please read? Yara, are you there?
Can I?
Yeah, of course. Fadil, please.
To conclude, the issue of generation gap is not easy, yet with communication and tolerance, both the children and their parents will be able to pass through this shaky stage without facing conflict within the family.
Okay, so there should be the two magic words, communication and tolerance. Who can explain to me tolerance? What does it mean to have tolerance or to tolerate each other?
Help and understand.
Yes, okay. Accepting differences in others, you know, try to put yourself in the other person's shoes, in the other person's place. Why is he doing that? Why is she behaving that way? Okay, don't just snap at a person. Try your best to tolerate them, accept their opinion, accept what they might be going through. Okay, so this is an essay you should, of course, this I completed the English booklet and I will send them to you soon. This is something you have to study from for your exams and official or otherwise. Okay, now we'll move on. This was an expository essay. Now we'll move on to a very nice story, okay, narrative essay about human values. Okay, it's not about generation gap, but it's about human values. It's called broken friendship. Okay, what value did we talk about in yesterday's and before yesterday's lesson? Adam, what values were we talking about? A certain value. Kalam?
We were talking about friendship specifically.
Friendship is an important value in humanity. Okay, what is important in the relationship of friendship? What should there be, Lana? If you are a friend with someone, what values should be upheld? Abbas, what values should there be between you and a friend? What important values?
Friendship.
Okay, in friendship, what should there be? Friendship is an event.
Love.
Yes, say it.
Love.
Love, okay. What else?
Trust.
Trust. Thank you. Trust. You have to trust. You trust your friend with your secrets. Loyalty. Your friend is always there for you. Those are the important values. Okay. Cooperation. Okay. Now, Lana, would you please read the prompt? No, not this one. The second.
Yes.
Yes.
Prompt. Friendship is one of the most second types of human relations and carries the most precious values. In a well-organized 150 to 100 word narrative essay, explain the above statement by
Recounting, telling a story. Yes.
Okay. A time when you or someone you had went through a conflict with a friend. What happened? How did
that incident
make you or them feel? How was the issues resolved?
Okay, so talk about a time when you or someone you know went through a problem with your friend. What happened? How did you feel and how was it solved? Okay, I called it broken friendship. Lana, would you please read the first two paragraphs?
Yes. Broken friendship. I can still remember the day very vividly.
Clearly.
It broke my heart and made me feel that some people simply don't deserve to be called friends. Rami, who used to be my best friend, turned out to be my worst nightmares at our school.
Okay.
It was almost the end of school year. My friend Rami and I were preparing for the end of the year consumed party. We, along with everyone in our class, were very excited. That day, Rami and I agreed to meet at the same mall to visit a very nice costume shop.
Okay, costume shop. So remember, this is a narrative essay. You can write as many paragraphs as you want. Okay, it's not like an expository where I prefer that you write 4. Now, in the introduction, Mahdi, what 3 things did I include or should you include? First of all, in any essay, how should you begin? In any essay. How would you begin any essay? What do we call the first sentence? Sarah?
The hook.
The hook. Thank you, Abbas. The hook. Okay, it always needs to be catchy to catch the readers. I can still remember that day very vividly. Okay, so I attracted the reader's attention. What day is the author talking about? Then I need to introduce the characters. I introduced myself, the narrator. I introduced Rami. And then the main idea of the story, Rami, who used to be my best friend, turned out to be my worst nightmare at our school. So I know that the story is going to be about what? About, okay, an issue that I had with my best friend at school. Okay, now third paragraph. Third paragraph, Mariam, would you please read?
Yes. Even though Rami was my best friend, I had started to notice that he wanted to hang out more with Sam, a new student who joined our school that year. That guy was really annoying, arrogant,
Arrogant.
and above all,
Mhm.
he hated my friendship with Rami and tried to do everything to ruin it. At times, he would just come and take Rami away while we were having lunch at the school cafeteria without even giving me a glance.
Mhm.
It was as if he wanted to wipe me out. Warned Rami about this time after time, but he told me that our friendship was much stronger than that.
Okay, so we started to the plot, we started to explain what the problem was. Okay, Rami was changing. Okay, this guy Sam came into the school and wanted to take away Rami from the narrator. Okay, thank you, Mariam. Sarah?
Yes.
Paragraph 4, please.
Yes. The school year was finally coming to an end. The eighth graders had decided to make an end of the year costume party. I called Rami to confirm our afternoon meeting at the mall to visit this really awesome costume shop. At 3 o'clock, the phone rang back. It was Rami telling me that he was too tired and sick and wasn't able to go to the mall. So we decided to postpone the mall visit till Saturday. Mom felt sorry for me and asked me if I would go grab a meal with her at the local fast food restaurant I adored so much. I agreed instantly
Mhm.
with a huge smile.
Okay, so there was they should have met at the mall, and Rami said that he was sick. Okay, let's see what happens next. Mahdi, would you please read? Okay, I will read yet. What I saw there changed something inside me forever. As soon as we entered the restaurant, I saw my best friend Rami with Sam having lunch. I thought he was tired and sick. He had betrayed me. I gave him one cold, angry look and knew that this was the end of our friendship. No amount of apology would change my mind. So Rami here betrayed him, and we know that one of the most important values in friendship is loyalty. I made many new friends that after that incident. Okay, real friends. Notice how I wrote it in capital letters. Okay, real friends. Before the end of the year party, Rami and Sam had a huge fight. Sam could never be a friend to anyone. Rami knew that he had lost me forever for a very mean, arrogant guy. This was because, to me, the value of friendship is so precious, and loyalty was at the heart of any friendship. Okay? Notice how I ended the story. How did I end, Alex? In stories like that, what do you usually end with? Anyone can answer. Kalam, how should you end such stories?
Can you repeat, Miss? Cutting out for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So how did this story end? In the conclusion, what did I include? This was because to me the value of friendship is so precious. Okay, it's sort of a moral. In such stories, you
Mm,
end
So
with
it's like a personal moral, like a personal life lesson or something.
life lesson. Thank you, Kalam. You should end those with a lesson learned. This will probably be in your graphic organizer. moral lesson learned, okay? And in such essays, please include feelings, please include sensory details, add a lot of description to make your essay more appealing. Okay, so those are the two readings that you should know and study. Now I'm going to share a screen to see whether you guys understand the concept. Just give me a minute. Okay. Of generation gap. I'm sending a link. We still have 3-4 minutes to answer these two questions. Everybody must participate, please. Okay. Please go to the link. Let me just share it. Okay, I sent the link. Please go to the chat box. What does the concept of generation gap mean? Choose one answer. Okay, already have two answers. Okay, come on, guys. I have 15 participants. I want more answers. Come on.
Yes.
When parents and their parents are close in age? No. Actually, gap means difference. When there's a gap, it means there's a distance between them. I need at least 7 or 8 answers. Come on. Click that button. Come on. Okay, so this basically tells me that some of you were like, what? Sleeping? Okay, it's not when parents are always strict. Not necessarily. There is a better definition here.
مس
Yep.
أنا عندي هيدا بس تبعت اللينك ما بيبينوا الاحتمالات.
How come?
بيبينوا بس 3 شحطات لنقي فيهم فأنا كنت بعتمد على الشاشة هون عشان شوف
Do you see the answers now?
بيبين الكويشن بس ما بيبينوا الاحتمالات.
And now do you see the question? Do you see the choices under the question? Okay, so I have 5 answers for the difference in attitudes, opinions, and behavior between people of different generations. This is the definition. Gap means difference or distance. So the difference in attitudes, opinions, and behavior between people of different ages. A generation is an age group, okay? People of different generations are people of different ages, okay? Alex, did you want to add anything? Okay, just give me one example. Write one example of generation gap, please. We have less than a minute, so please make this quick. What could be a difference orally if you're unable to write? Type of clothes, what you want to, your eating habits, okay, what you listen to, how you spend your free time. Those are all examples of what could cause generation gap between children and their parents. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. We'll talk